Hey guys, Nana Kanama here, and as you know, I am helping you find your authentic self. So one of the important pillars of what I do is actually showing people how to live a fun and fulfilling life through plant-based eating. So today I'm focusing on a recipe that is one of our favorites. It's a favorite in my family, but also a favorite in Ghana in general. It is a delicious recipe for Ghana red. Now, I make this with a twist. As you know, red is typically very oily with fried plantain, and it's delicious. I absolutely love it. However, I'm making it with my special family recipe with a little bit of a twist. So, if you're ready, let's get into it. At least I like to grind my ingredients. I like to use fresh ingredients, that's what it is. You can just smell the aroma of the peppers coming up. And one of my favorite things about Ghanaian cooking really is just the aromas, how the flavors just rise up while they're cooking. Okay, and when you're done, set that aside for later use. Now this is garlic. I'm a huge fan of garlic, so I usually use 1 whole clove when I'm cooking, but you can really do it to your own taste and your own flavor. Squeeze. And I don't mind, using my fingers at all. All right. So what I'm doing is just crushing the tomato. So it's just crushed. I like to use fresh tomato. I like to use fresh ingredients in general, but I like them to be a little crushed. Cherry tomatoes. I chose to use cherry tomatoes for this particular recipe. You might choose to cut them, but I choose to crush them. Set this aside. We're about to start with the cooking. As a principle, I always like to measure how much palm oil I'm putting in, just so that we can measure how oily it is. So I usually start with just 2 tablespoons of palm oil. That is a good start. Begin to let it simmer. Start by adding onion. I like a lot of onions. Garlic. Get in a lot of garlic. I'm a huge fan of lots of garlic. I grew up in a household where flavor was really important. So my mother was constantly cooking with all sorts of flavors and herbs all the time. My grandmother did the same. Oh, and we never measured. That's another thing. I'm never going to give you measurements when I do recipes, because what the hell? I don't measure because I wasn't raised seeing people measure when they cooked. It was always a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I don't measure. Which doesn't mean you don't have to. I believe when you cook, you should go according to the flavor that you want and the feeling that you want to get from it. So lots and lots of garlic. Let that mix in and cook up. I didn't put a lot of palm oil, obviously, because I'm trying to reduce the amount of oil that is used. But if you want to, you can always add a little more. I mean, it's all about what you want. So we'll just go ahead and add just 1 more tablespoon. Yeah, this is about right. You just let that saute for a little bit. Add your tomato. And once you get here, you can lower it and let it simmer just a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna come over here and slice up plantain. The reason I don't use tinned tomatoes is because there's usually a lot of additives in there that help it sort of be thickened. They use a lot of thickening agents. You never know what those thickening agents are, so I just prefer not to use canned tomatoes unless, of course, it's a brand that is just purely and strictly tomato. Since I don't have that immediately available to me in Accra, or at least I don't know where to find it just yet, I've opted to only use fresh tomatoes, which is typically what I always use. Okay. Beans or peas, however you call it. Different cultures have different names for it. And remember this chili that we made? Yes, so I like to add chili after I add the beans. The reason is because when you, basically if you fry chili, your eyes are going to hate you. So I like to add it basically after I have been able to get. Okay. Now it's time for the fun secret ingredient. So, coconut milk really just adds like another flavor profile all to it. I use coconut milk in almost all my recipes because I just feel like it is something that just easily adds so much flavor to food, and it's so readily available in Accra, but for whatever reason, a lot of us don't use it in our cooking. So I like to always introduce it, whether it's jollof, just about anything. It really makes all the difference, in my opinion. I mean, just look how delicious it already looks, right? And of course, I'm gonna add salt, a little bit more salt to the mix, and then let it simmer. Okay. And then I'm gonna lower it. Tiny bit of water, just to get it simmering. an alternative to frying, but you are welcome to fry if you like. I'm just showing you this way. So that's coconut oil. I just put it in there. Spread it around a little bit. This is so good. I'm sorry that I keep eating it. I guess if you don't eat your own food,